morning and welcome to day 2 of my trip through Europe in this, the Mercedes EQE SUV 43 AMG. Yesterday I drove this car from Oslo down here to Lüneburg, right south of Hamburg. Today we're going to go all the way down to Munich, where I'm going to spend a few days to almost a week depending on the new cars that are available to show you guys at the International Auto Show in Munich. So if you don't want to miss out on all the cool videos I have on this car and also all the new cars at the IAA, please be sure to subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell down below. Yesterday's trip from Oslo was a normal trip, as most people would do from Oslo down here to Germany. You're following the speed limit, but once you get to the Autobahn where it's de-restricted, you want to open up the throttle, especially in a car you haven't tested at high speed, and see how quickly it can go. I did that, and what happened is that we were burning through battery really quickly once we hit Germany. But even though we were doing that, the car was still estimating that we would arrive at our destination quicker, going faster. And that gave me an idea to do a comparison. So what we're going to do today, we're going to go with that 720-ish kilometers down to Munich, but we're going to go VMAX, and then we're going to charge every time and as many times as the car wants us to do, just with no regards of consumption at all. So we're going to see how high the consumption is, but more importantly, we're going to see how quickly we can get to Munich going VMAX and then charging. I'm guessing we're probably going to have to do somewhere between 4 and 6 charging stops to get there with the high consumption we're going to have today. And then later this week, when we go back here, when I go back to Norway, I'm going to book the same hotel here, same route, and then I'm going to drive, you know, normal speed limit, 140, 150, 160 kilometers an hour, where it is de-restricted, and 120 kilometers an hour where it is restricted, and compare it and contrast and see what is quicker on the Autobahn with a car like this, going VMAX and just stopping to charge, or going slower and getting more range out of the car. And also what we're going to do today is we're going to do a stress test, because this is really going to put strain on the battery, on the drivetrain. And this car does have a battery temperature indicator. It has front and rear electric motor indicator. So it's going to be interesting to see if those temperatures can withstand within normal or operational levels for a sustained time on the Autobahn. When I did this trip a few years ago in my e-tron GT, I went from Munich to Hamburg, VMAX. I think I did, about 100 kilometers an hour in average speed with charging. After 3.5 hours, I got a message where the car was like, okay, now you gotta, cool down a little bit, down to like 220 kilometers an hour from 250 for a few minutes, because the battery was getting hot. Is that gonna happen today? I don't know, but I'm really excited for today's trip and this extreme Autobahn test. We're currently driving in the German countryside through a small town like this. Speed limit is 50 kilometers an hour, and this is probably the 10th town we've been through since I left the hotel this morning, more than an hour ago. Check that out, guys. 73 kilometers through the German countryside. Not sure what's going on, but I am using the navigation system. I think it's traffic. I just think, from where we departed, bad traffic. The navigation system has routed us through the countryside, through B roads, country roads, instead of through the Autobahn, which is, it's strange. So I'm not sure when we're going to hit the Autobahn. So now we have a speed limit of 110 or 100 kilometers an hour, but this guy in the X5, he wants to pass us. That's fine. But yeah, beautiful countryside though. Really, really beautiful. I've been enjoying this, but kind of, defeats the purpose of today's video. I mean, today's video and today's travel is to go to Munich, but I wanted to do a high-speed Autobahn test. But since we're not on Autobahn yet, not sure what's gonna happen, if that's even gonna be possible. There's Wolfsburg. So is that the Autobahn over there? Yeah, that's the Autobahn over there. So I don't know, 37 kilometers left to go on this road, possibly. I'll just keep you guys updated. But this is kind of a left turn, kind of unexpected turn of events today. I was expecting us to be on the Autobahn within 10 minutes from the hotel, but yeah, an hour and almost 10 minutes now, guys. We're still in the German countryside. After an hour and 45 minutes on German country road through the German countryside, 122 kilometers covered with an average speed of less than 70 kilometers an hour. Yeah, and no service in the German countryside. So like no music for most of the time. The first half hour, pretty charming, like enjoying the scenery. And then, you know, after 45 minutes and then seeing through traffic, a lot of trucks on those, you know, country roads. Yeah, got pretty tiresome pretty quickly. So nice to be finally on the German Autobahn to do this test. So I reset one of my trip computers. We have about 600 kilometers to go, but of course, roadworks. Roadworks. This is, you know, driving through Germany on the Autobahn. You're going to hit a lot of roadworks, and then you're going to hit sections with 130 kilometers an hour speed limits, 120, 100 kilometers an hour speed limits, and also sections where it is de-restricted. And this is maybe why a lot of people think it's not actually quicker to travel at VMAX when you can, because you're not able to do it over very long distances. Some places probably on the Autobahn, but in my experience going from north to south or south to north, yeah, you're not always able to utilize, at least not in the daytime with traffic and stuff like that, but we're still gonna try it. So resetting one of my trip computers now. We're gonna check the temperature of the battery now, just to give you guys a gauge of, yeah, 24 degrees Celsius. So no strain on the battery. That's pretty chill. It's currently 20 degrees Celsius outside now, but when we started this morning and for the most of this morning, it's been like between 12 and 14 degrees Celsius. So that's why the temperature isn't that high. Front motor 49 degrees Celsius, rear motor 63 degrees Celsius. And yeah, we'll just hopefully make it to Munich as quickly as possible, and we can finally start this Autobahn stress test. Yeah, going VMAX really does eat through the battery and the energy quickly. Take a look at this, guys. We've now covered 97 kilometers since the last update. We're now down to 12%, and check that consumption, 46.8 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers. Average speed on this run is 140 kilometers an hour though. But if we scroll down to our trip computer from when we started, it's, yeah, 221 kilometers and 90 kilometers an hour average speed. So that's, you know, moved up quite a bit. But what's really nice is the route planner here. It just, you know, you just go and it just finds the charger for you. So now we're gonna go through this underpass here to the other side of the Autobahn, and then we're gonna connect to a charger. Not sure what speed it is, but 35 minutes to go 11 to 80% is probably 150 kilowatt plus. So we're gonna just follow the navigation system there. I mean, the navigation system is really good, but it's really laggy sometimes. So yeah, this is the one at all. Oh, I charged one of these yesterday. I actually charged this car to 100% almost, or 99% before I went to checked into my, now after I checked into my hotel, but before I went to bed yesterday to have a fully charged car. So yeah, let's connect to one of these chargers here. So for charging today, I'm actually using the Charge ME card that you'll get when you purchase a Mercedes EQ. This is a card that you should get when you take delivery of your car after ordering it from a dealer, if you don't ask for it. Because what's really nice is that now I don't have to, you know, think about anything other than just following the navigation system. And once this card is registered, it should work with all the chargers that the car's actually recommending you to use. So that is really nicely. So let's hop around here and take a look. And, you know, huge thanks for Mercedes for providing me with both the car and the card today for charging. So that, okay, so it's not easy to see the screen here because of the glare. So let's hop into the car and check the charging speed we're gonna get now. So let's take a look here. We're getting, yeah, this looks like we're gonna get some decent speed now. I didn't check the speed on this charger actually, but I'm guessing the, 300 kilowatts. So these are Alpatronics hyperchargers. I think they have, you know, either 75 kilowatt modules or 150 kilowatt modules. Some of these, I I charged yesterday. One of these, this Circle K charger, only had like 250 kilowatt modules, the one in Copenhagen. But there's no other car connected here, so it really doesn't matter. So we're peaking at 159 kilowatts at 14%, 160. Quickest I saw yesterday was 168 kilowatts after I arrived at the hotel. And as I said, I charged at one of these Autobahn chargers to 100% before parking the car for the night. So that is pretty decent, The car wants us to charge for 28 minutes to go to 80%, but I think I'm gonna hop into the McDonald's over there, get some breakfast. Maybe this charging session is gonna be a little bit longer, and the car wants us to do another charging session later on. 10 to 70% at an Allego charger. But again, since we're gonna go VMAX today and try to maximize the speed, I don't think we're gonna charge there. I think we're gonna have to stop and charge somewhere else. But what's nice with the, route planning, the infotainment system, navigation system in this Mercedes EQ is that it will just, plan a charging stop for us. We don't actually have to think about anything about charging. Just follow the car, follow the navigation system, and also then we can use the Charge ME card, which just makes this trip so much easier, hassle-free. And since the last time I was in Germany 2 years ago, driving down to Munich, I think there are a lot more chargers now. I don't even remember this charge point operator, Otto. Check it out, guys, another McDonald's. We found another one. I actually didn't eat any breakfast at the first charging stop, so I thought I'm gonna eat some breakfast here. But my God, there are so many McDonald's here in Germany. I thought there was a lot in Sweden, but here in Germany, there are a lot. But okay, the reason we're here isn't to eat at McDonald's, but we're doing another charging stop. So we were able to go 128 kilometers from 79% down to 9% stated charge, which is, this car really does burn through the energy. Average consumption since we hit the Autobahn is 47 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers, almost like 46.9. It's insane. We've had a little bit of roadworks, but the stretch from where we charge down here, we're south of Leipzig. I don't know like exactly where we are, but mostly there was like the Autobahn was de-restricted, very little road work. So we were actually able to go most of that 128 kilometers with, at top speed, 210 kilometers an hour, GPS 217 indicated. But I have to say, this car is so easy to travel with because it's so comfortable and quiet and stable at high speed. I'm gonna show you guys that from the cockpit later on when we go VMAX, but also just finding chargers. So I'm like, I'm just following the car, right? Burning through the energy. And the car's like, you're not gonna make that charger. We're gonna find a new charging stop for you. Puts that into the navigation system. Like 15% stated charge when we're gonna arrive. I'm like VMAXing it. So that is replaced by another one. And there was one right over here. And then the car was like, traffic. And I'm like, I'm just gonna choose that one. And then I'm like, McDonald's. And I'm like, I'm just gonna choose that one. Pushed it, and and then we're here. So it's so easy, especially with the ME charging card. So I'm super impressed by not only how easy it is to use, the route planner in this car in real life and going to these chargers, how reliable it is, but also using the Charge ME card. It's so easy, no hassle at all, no worries. It's almost as easy as traveling with an electric car in Norway if you just trust this car. So we're gonna test this more out throughout the week. I think we're gonna, spend a few days in Munich, and then maybe I wanna go down to Italy, somewhere else. Maybe I wanna go east into Europe and really push this car and see if we can, have any issues with the navigation, with the route planning, or everything. Maybe everything just works super sweet here in Europe. I don't know, but that's what we're gonna find out in the week to come. So if you aren't subscribed already, guys, hit that subscribe button in the description box down below and sound that notification bell. We're now down to 16% stated charge, and I'm going to show you guys how quickly this car eats through its battery. So we're going to put this into Sport Plus now. And once it clears here, we're going to go full throttle. And it actually pulls hard, even though we're only at 16% stated charge. And we'll actually hit its top speed of 217 kilometers an hour, no problems at all. And then it's like hitting a wall. There we go, like hitting a wall. And we're already down to 15% stated charge. So driving on the Autobahn, I don't have the most experience, especially compared to Germans. I have about maybe 10 or 15,000 kilometers in the past few years on the Autobahn, but it's very important to be calm and don't get too excited. I mean, it's fun driving fast and all, but keep your distance, look for ahead, and try to read the traffic as good as possible, because people will just pull out in front of you, because most people, in the left lane or in the right lane and pulling out to the left lane are doing somewhere in between 150 to maybe 180 kilometers an hour. And when you're doing 210, 220, that's a big difference. That is a big difference. Already down to 14% stated charge. Also, when you're driving through turns like this, like try to look ahead, like here's an ambulance. I saw that there wasn't a car in front of him, because if people want to pull out into the left lane, if you're coming really quickly around a corner, they won't be able to see that far back. Here on a straight stretch of road, it's fine. But also with the trucks, just be cautious and be extra attentive. I really like driving on Autobahn, because like if you're driving so actively and going so fast that like being on your phone isn't even an option. But if you're cruising maybe at 120, 130 kilometers an hour, I do know that a lot of people are like on their phone. But going this speed, you have to be attentive. You have to concentrate. But it's a payoff. It's really fun. I mean, it does take mental energy going hour after hour. I remember as a kid, me and my dad driving down to the south of Spain, south of Italy, south of France, going around 200 kilometers an hour for hour after hour. My dad was like, it's really tiresome. We had a nice car. I had an Audi A6, like a brand new one. Had several of those. But it's tiresome. But I think driving a car like this, putting it into comfort mode, even going full throttle, there's no sound. There's no strain. There's no drain. It's just nice and quiet. And now we're down to 12% stated charge. It's still pulling. Look at this. Not as hard as at 70 or 80%. And this is an old Volkswagen Vento, or Jetta is what you call it in the US. So not everybody is looking in their mirror would have nice if this guy moved into the right lane. Is he going to do it now? No. He's not. Maybe now. Okay, now let's see. We're going down to 11%. Full throttle, wide open. Again, pulling up to 217. Holding at 217 because that's the electronic limiter. And then this guy in this A6, what's he just weaving? Okay, down to reserve battery. Will you move out of the way? No, you will not, because a truck pulled in front of him. But no, he was just not paying attention. Okay, let's do a run again. Downhill this time, 9% stated charge. This is impressive. A lot of cars will go into turtle mode below 10% and go to a charger. We're going 217 kilometers an hour. Wide open throttle. 9% stated charge. I just had to be careful not burning through too much battery, but the car is saying we're going to arrive at the charger in 17 kilometers with 5% stated charge. We're going to do charge to 50%, so not too bad, but yeah, a lot of traffic in front of us now. I think we're just going to cruise to the charger. I don't think this is going to clear up before those 15 kilometers are up, so we can go again wide open throttle. But that's impressive. 9% state of charge. It would be nice just to get one more run down to 5%, because when I was driving this yesterday, I don't remember, but at very low state of charge, the speed was dropping from 180, 170. Okay, now we can, now it's limiting. This isn't not going fast at all. So now at 8%, this is wide open throttle. Now we're in a slipstream of this Volkswagen Touareg in front of us. Okay, so you can go down to 10%, 9% in a pinch, but now this Volkswagen is moving out of the way. Why? Oh, maybe if we put it into sport mode. No, doesn't help. Sport Plus mode, wide open throttle, 156 kilometers an hour, going uphill. Well, it holds 155, but it doesn't want to go any faster. But still though, 7% state of charge, 155 kilometers an hour, uphill, no problems at all. So yeah, I think that's good enough, most definitely. I wasn't able to find another McDonald's, but I was able to find a Burger King and a KFC. No, I'm just kidding, guys. But we don't even have KFC in Norway, so I'm kind of excited, even though I ate at the McDonald's and I haven't eaten at a KFC for about 2 years. But I wasn't that impressed the last time I was in Germany and ate KFC. But okay, that's all besides the point. We're here now doing a third charging stop. We're about 177 kilometers away from Munich, from the hotel, and we're sharing this 300 kilowatt charger here with an EV6. When we came here, it was practically full, but now it's only me and the EV6 charging. I think they have 4 of these Alpatronics hyperchargers, which have a 300 kilowatt cabinet that can split the charge in between 2 cars. So not too shabby. We're currently getting 135 kilowatts. Not too bad. The car wants us to go to 50%, and that means we're going to have enough juice to get to Munich with 2%. But I think we're going to charge a little bit more because I want to go fast. So probably going to go to 70, maybe even 80%, you know, just doing the last charging stop here. We only need enough juice to get there, because once I get there, I'm going to check into the hotel, and hopefully I'm going to meet Kyle today, maybe tomorrow, from Out of Spec Reviews. Not sure if he's going to be in this video, but it would be cool to, you know, end this video with him. And also, even though I'm going VMAX and it's 26 degrees Celsius outside, the battery doesn't want to get warmer than 37 degrees Celsius while driving, or 41 degrees Celsius? Yeah, 41 degrees Celsius when charging. That is amazing. I'm really surprised about this car. So before we disconnect now and, well, we end up and wrap up this video at the hotel in Munich, I just want to give a huge thanks to today's video sponsor, Zaptec, with their Zaptec Go. The Zaptec Go is a small, cool, and stylish home charger that can charge up to 22 kilowatts on AC charging, even with a Tesla. It's actually the best in test in the Norwegian Automobile Association's test of home chargers in 2022. So if you want to support the channel and you want the best home charger out there, according to NOV, go to the link in the description box down below and purchase one from there. Actually a little bit later and almost sunset here in Munich, and that is because once I arrived at my hotel, I checked in and I sat down to edit yesterday's video, trying to be as efficient as possible. You know, driving down 2 full days doesn't give me a lot of time to edit and post these videos for you guys. And also the next few days I'm going to try to go to as many events as possible and try to film as many new electric cars as possible. And also I want to do, if I have some time, drive to Italy, maybe to Switzerland, somewhere. Just want to go on more road trips and test out this car, the route planner, and, you know, just explore the charging network down here in the south of Europe. So I want to try to be as efficient as possible, and, you know, a lot of editing takes a lot of time, and right now my computer is working on stabilizing some footage from yesterday's video, and that may take like 30 to 40, 50 minutes. So instead of me just sitting there, I can't even use my computer, sitting scrolling on my phone. Why not, you know, film the outro here and try to be as efficient as possible, and also charge the car at the same time. So talking about that, we arrived here with 3% stated charge. We did 3 charging sessions in total. I'm going to put all of them up on the screen now. Total charging time, an hour of 51 minutes. 1 hour and 51 minutes. Consumption, super high on the Autobahn section alone. We did like 43 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers, which is just insanely high. If you include, you know, those 2 hours of country road driving, it's down to right below 40 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers, which is just insanely high. So at the beginning of the video, I had a question like, is it quicker to go faster and charge more often? I still think it is, even though today's video may not have showcased that. if we consider we actually spent 8.5 hours to go here, and the car was estimating 8 hours and 20 minutes, if we just, followed the speed limit and drove slower, the car hasn't been that accurate because I've actually been burning through more battery than the car was estimating. So I still think maybe it would have taken the same amount of time. But I think the big takeaway, of this car is when you go really fast, it's not efficient. When you go full throttle, it's not efficient. But I think the least efficient, the thing that really eats through the battery is that those acceleration runs from 150 kilometers an hour up to VMAX and then braking. So we've had a lot of traffic today, meaning a lot of, going from 140, 150 up to VMAX and then braking again. Doing that over and over again. I think that's what really eats through the battery. Not necessarily going at a high speed, but I want to test that later on in the week. Maybe I want to do a test where I do a comparison, going like, I don't know, 150 versus 200, or just going VMAX and seeing how quickly we can eat through the battery. I think that's going to be a fun video, but I want to do that in the evening or at night because so I can go VMAX as much as possible. Last thing though, before I end this video, guys, I want to go somewhere around here, travel to, I don't know, as I said, maybe I want to go to Sanremo in Italy, maybe I want to go to Venice, maybe I want to go to Monaco. Not sure. Let me know in the comment section down below where you think would be a cool, place to go. I don't want it to take too long time, maybe 5 to maximum 8 hours away, so I can go there, spend the day, check out the city, have some nice food and maybe a glass of wine, and then get back to Munich the day after, and then head back towards Norway, because I want to do that at the end of the week if I have time, if I'm not full, filming all of the new electric cars. And also lastly, I had issues with my camera about a month ago, and then I've been doing a lot of YouTube videos here on the channel with my iPhone. The past few videos since the Polestar 2 failed test video, I've done on my new setup. So I have a new camera, new lens, new mounts, even have a new mic. Everything is brand new, and overall video quality is great. It's a huge improvement over what I had. It's also a much more expensive setup, so it should be much better. But as it is with new stuff, the new settings, I'm not used to my camera. So if audio levels are clipping, aren't the best sometimes, I do apologize. If things are a little bit out of focus, I do apologize. And also if I'm talking about things, so I saw this, I've been editing, the video from yesterday, which was the first long trip I've done with this camera. Some of the footage was just not usable. So I was like talking about things. I may have jumped a little bit in that story, but hopefully you guys still got a very nice video out of that. But just bear with me. Getting a new camera, a new setup takes a little bit of time getting used to, getting all the settings correctly, making everything look as nicely as possible, and being able to shoot everything I want all of the time. So guys, I do hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, please drop me a thumbs up down below, and for more car content, as always, please subscribe. See you guys around. Goodbye.